Started here, and the serve is good. It's controlled by London, and here's set up on the outside for Natalie Sepulveda with the early ace to give London a 1-0 lead. Go on ahead and rewatch as Elena McNorton back to serve, and it's played by Banquete. Nice play at the net by Amethyst Trevino, and they set up on the outside once again for Sepulveda, and she's 2 for 2 on the outside attacks. Mia Lopez and the libero's Mia Perez, so it's a little correction there on the early pregame introductions. And this one kept alive in return by Araceli Garza. And here's the setup in the center of the net for Trevino, and Trevino comes up with the kill to tie things up. We're all square at 2. A nice play there by Liana Jimenez on the front row as Trevino makes the return. And here's the setup for Buzen Leonard, and she comes up with the kill. It's for Burleson and played on that back row by Campbell. Ajidi on the return as she punches it. A nice rally here by both teams. Amethyst Trevino makes the two-handed return, and here's Buzen Leonard, and she runs into a block, and Trevino's there. And they set up for the libero as she gets it over, and it stays alive. And there's Graf to the back row. And after a lengthy, and it's 8-6. Buzen Leonard, the two-handed return to the back row, and Banquete is going to play it. And here's the return attempt by Lopez. And nice dump-off play there, Elena McNorton. Just a good heads up by Banquete. And here's Perez on the return. McNorton and Buzen Leonard on the return. Ball still alive. Return there by Banquete. McNorton set it up for Sepulveda, and Sepulveda comes up big as she takes a serve by De Leon, and the return made by Banquete, and Buzen Leonard with the long return. And here's the setup on the outside, and Buzen Leonard goes low, and solid attempt. Just a point over to Banquete, and it's the Lady Bulldogs serve. Norton on the setup for Graf, and nice play. So it's 13-7, and here's a play on the outside. That was Lopez. It's played, and Buzen Leonard on the return. And what a play there as Bishop's able to get the return.
Cheerleaders, and you're watching Rio Sports Live.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Coming out of the timeout, we got a nice rally going. It's set up by McNorton. And she set it up nicely and delivered for the Lady Pirates. McNorton sets it up. Buzen Leonard sends it over, and on the return from the back row, Mia Lopez, and she gets the kill on the back row attack. Here's the return by Zoe Burleson for Banquete. And McNorton is setting it up again. And here's the runner by Graf in the center of the net. A nice play there. That's Nicole Gonzalez. A nice play there. That was Graf getting a piece of it. McNorton with the dump off. A good heads up play there by Gonzalez. It's kept alive in the return made by Cavazos. Norton sets it up. There's Graf. Goes up. Picks up the kill. Not a lot of junk points coming here as Graf reaches over. A nice play made in the return from Liana Jimenez. Norton sets it up and right over the head of Graf, and just mistimed it there a little bit. Puts this one into play. A strong attack there by Trevino. London ready for it, and they pick up the point here. And it's 2-1 here. Graf ready for it. She went up on the joust, and Banquete, but not going to be overturned. And that one was just too close to call, but you could see from the replay that either team could make an argument. And this one's going to be an ace as it's going to go off the arms of Jackie. And here's a dump off. London ready for it. Ignoring for Boozin Leonard, and she comes up with the kill there. Here's Cavazos. Norton for Boozin Leonard, and it skips ahead. And a good effort there by Pettis, but Boozin Leonard going to make the return. A nice play there from Campbell. And the libero, Michaela Stort, going to make the return for London. And here's the setup for Burleson. And Burleson, nice play there, sends it across the net. And McNorton makes a heck of a play, and the GD makes the return. The far setup, and McNorton just makes a beeline for it, and Phoebe and GD there on the return. Just nicely done. You're this London squad, and now you lead by 8. Nice play there. But Bettis doing a good job to keep it alive, and we continue. They're going to set it for Boozin Leonard. Tries to go finesse with the tip, but Cavazos is ready for it, and this one goes out of play, and it's going to be a Banquete point. And the lead cut down to 4. London again is led by as many as 8. Ignored for Boozin Leonard. And coming up short there is De Leon, and she comes up down to 4. Back-to-back points for Lady Bulldogs. Boozin Leonard comes up big and lead down to 7. And serving, this is number 4, Jackie Pena. Graf two-hands it over on the return. And this one falls just out of the reach of Boozin Leonard and Paris Cruz. Boozin Leonard going to make the return for Kirsten Koenig. And Koenig comes up with the point there, and then it just come out without momentum and early on in this second set. But Banquete had been hanging around, got the deficit down to about 4. And there's Graf on that center. Here's set up, and Trevino's there. Norton sets up for a GD. And nobody home as over to London as McNorton serves it up once again. Trevino on the return, McNorton for Boozin Leonard. Here's Trevino. She rotates over and just can't get all of that one. Here's Hannah Wright on the serve. On the setup for Lopez. And a GD goes up with it, sends it to the back row where De Leon plays it. And that one just falls there for Mia Pettis. And just inside that white line. And the lead down to 6. Here's De Leon on the serve. McNorton sets it up for Boozin Leonard, and Boozin Leonard ends the set with another brilliant attack from the outside. On the service line for the Lady Pirates. She puts it into play. This one popped high up. And Boozin Leonard is there, and early point here for Banquete. They tie it up at 1-all. Clean up a little bit of condensation on the gym floor. Getting it all wiped away, and we're ready to go. And here's the serve for Banquete. And there's Sepulveda with the kill. Set up nicely there on that front row, and Natalie. This one's served up high onto the net, and a good shot there for Samantha Cavazos. Going to be point over to London. That's 3 straight. for the Lady Pirates. Stored on the serve. And Ajiti with the block on that center net. Unable to come up with the return, and it's a 5-point lead now. 6 of the last 7 points over to London after a 3-3 tie. And what a double block there, and Boozlin. I believe it was 10 at one point back in that second match. Good heads-up play there, and McNorton, just nice rally up front. Just nice rally up front all over the place. Sepulveda. Banquete with the return, and this one tipped over, and Banquete is going to get the tap off of London. And the lead is 7. Norton sets it up for Leos in the center. Coming back the other way, that's Koenig. And this one just over the top of the head of Amethyst Trevino. Here's Garza on the serve. And a strong attack there by Bettis. And Booz and Len are going to make the return, and Bettis with the bump. Here's a setup by Jimenez. And Bettis is going to come up with a kill. Gonzalez sets it up for Bettis. McNorton for Sepulveda. And Trevino keeps it alive for Banquete up front, and the return by Gonzalez. And there's Graf on the middle of the net, and that's not going to be returned. Back there. And Booz and Leonard on the return to the back row and played by Banquete. Here's the setup. And that one cross court, that's Mia Pettis as she picks up the kill. And the point over to London, it's 19-9. Here's the serve, Lillian Campbell. Amethyst Trevino's there, and she's going to get the deflection off of Araceli Garza. Return by Campbell. And Banquete's Cavazos makes the return. This one's set up for Leos, and Cavazos is there. And she's there again as McNorton gets blocked. This one popped up, sent over by Stewart. Here's a setup by Jimenez for Cavazos, and Cavazos goes up in the middle of the net and picks up the kill. Service line for Lady Pirates, and she puts this one into play, and she's going to pick up the ace to close out the night. And that'll do it here.